Look at us fucking upset all the seagulls. Are you ready?
There you go, man.
Hi fellas, welcome back. Me with Grant. Came to see, well, one of his many cars, but we're going to start with this one. Genuine Mark II Focus RS, mate.
It is so, aye. Originally it was a Performance Blue when I got it. And as you can see, I've kind of changed it up a bit.
Change it up a bit?
Yeah, just a bit. It's just probably, it's a wee bit away from standard.
If you're a purist, I'm sorry if you're screaming at your screen right now about it being purple, but...
They hate me for this one.
Do they?
Oh, I mean, when I first did it, everyone's like, oh, you've just devalued the car and whatnot, but they don't realise that I bought this car as an accident damage. It was a stolen recovered, so it's a category car, so nobody's going to pay the strong money that they're making now anyway, so I thought, well... Has
it actually been an accident? Has it been bumped?
No, literally what happened was...
Just stolen and recovered?
Yeah, stolen and recovered. It was found in basically a unit similar to what we're in just now, and it was stripped. It was literally sat there with its shell, back end, doors were off it, front end was completely off it, engine was still in place. And police raided the place and then found, obviously it was a chop shop for them. So it was all parts, bonnets lying there, doors here, interior sitting there, and all this stuff went into auction. And I've got all the receipts for it and stuff like that from the police auction that this guy down south built this back up and then basically sold it to me. I think I had it about a fortnight. We changed the brakes on it, fixed the gremlins, and then put it in for paint. And it was away for about 4 months because we stripped it back down to a bare shell again.
Did you? So it's all painted throughout this purple?
Yeah, and underneath the carpet.
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely everywhere.
Did a proper job?
Yeah. The only bit that hadn't been done at the time when we first painted it was in the engine bay. Because the paint's that expensive, I didn't want to put it in the engine bay and it's all scratched, so it's actually painted black every time we've had the engine out, so it's just kind of, you only see the strut tops anyway.
So what wheels have we got on?
That's a Jaguar Volant, it's off the XFs, they're 20 inch, 9.5s in the back, 8.5s in the front, and the back brakes are custom.
I was going to say that...
they're case sports, but they were originally on the front.
Right.
We've adapted them to make them fit on the back. So the front brakes, discs and the calipers are on the back, and then we've put the 410mm discs on 8 piston oversize in the front.
Have a look. I'll bring the camera around. Have a look.
It's a tight squeeze in there.
So we've got in the front case board?
Yeah, case boards in the front and the back. They're
8 pots?
8 piston oversized ones, so these are bigger than the standard 8 piston ones. These were the very first kit that they actually made for this. It came off a car for RS Direct, and they were custom made for that car. It was like a demo car for them. He ended up breaking the car and I got the brakes off it. So they fit on nicely. And
nice set of Michelin's on there as well.
Yeah, it's about £280 a tyre on them.
Are they really?
Aye, it's expensive, man.
With 1,000 odd horsepower as well?
1,010. Well, it's actually 1,056.
Is it?
Yeah. It is still the most powerful Focus RS Mark II in the world.
In the world?
In the world. When they put it in the magazine, said it was UK, and it's like, it's not, it's a world record we got. Because nobody had done over 1,000 horsepower in this car, the Mark IIs. The engines are good for it because obviously they run them in the Volvos, but no one had done them in the actual Focuses, so I thought, I want to be the first. And
so who built the engine for you?
It was a couple of folk actually. Lee Charnock down at Devil Developments sourced all the engine parts. He gave me the bottom block on it and the head. And the ARC Performance up my way built it all. He's a Ford Mastertech, good friend of mine. We rebuilt it for there, but it's the blocks, first of its kind. It's a linered block, pinned, and it's braced, and it's wire ringed as well, so it's absolutely solid. It's also got K1 rods in it, bicycle pistons, designed for taking obviously the heavy horsepower. The head on it's custom made as well. It's got oversized 2mm oversized pistons in it, stage 3 cams with uprated springs and stuff like that as well, so it's literally full thing was out and in. So that's the second engine. The first engine we had but went bang in a bad way, but you were trying to push the boundaries too quickly, and it ran 837, and it was an animal of a car, but it over boosted and it lifted the head, and it just nuked the whole thing. I was actually pushing an RS6 out the way. We're not seeing what speeds we were doing, but I think he was expecting to pull away, and
he didn't.
Nah, you could still see my wings. He had a guy in the back seat trying to record it, and I'm like just sitting there like eek. And then I just went let go.
So what turbo's on it?
That's a EFR 9180 by Borg Warner. It's the biggest one that they actually do.
I say it's a big old thing, that mine, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's laggy as hell. I mean, it's super laggy. The biggest problem with that is off the line, it's as slow as a wheat in the jail, and you get beaten by 1 litre Corsas running about the town. But you open it up in the motorway, and you're up against like Skylines, like the GTRs, and a McLaren 750 come up alongside us. And did the old paddle shift. I'm like, cool mate. I'm on the bait, and I've got a Tucan in there that controls the Cyvex, and just upped it to high boost and
Oh yeah.
You've just been beat by a blinking family car, mate. It's fine.
Can we go for driving it?
Of course we can.
Cool.
Of course we can.
Joris, I love these seats as well. These Recaro.
CSs.
CSs, that's the one.
CSs are one of the best seats out there for me.
How many cars you got?
15 in total.
15?
15, but 10 fast forwards. And the rest is like the GTR and in fact, no, it's 11 Fords. 11 Fords, the GTR. I've got a limo.
You've got a limo?
When my mates bought it steaming, and just this big limo, we go up £8 each to buy it and just to cut a bit in. We're going to go to Italy and do a tour down to Monaco because we went down for my stag do and we took an old Saab estate and cut a bit down there. I thought, do you know what, we could even have in one big car to do it.
Get everyone in.
So I went and bought a limo. So you get so much lag, I mean that's third gear, I don't even know if it'll...
Is that foot down?
5X will see, I might not get full boost. That's us in low boost.
Low boost?
That's low boost.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
Good brakes.
did you see that?
Yeah.
You seen the van?
Yeah. That's on the other side.
Police scheme, speed camera van there.
Don't know what he's talking about. We're in Mexico, they don't have it in Mexico.
So where does it hit boost there? I felt like it was right.
Well, it's right late on, we're low boost just now, so it doesn't really wake up till about 4,000 and then it just stays on, it'll go right down, right round to 9,000 revs.
So what low boost power do you reckon?
750.
750?
Yeah, so we're about 750 just now, just thinking about.
High boost. Jesus Christ.
Keep on going! I think 160's enough.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. And then folk are like, no, put the power down. I'm pretty sure it will. And folk just don't understand the way this car's built.
Does it spin in second though?
Nah.
No.
Too laggy. The lag's actually probably the best thing about this because it will not throw all the boost at once. And even if it did, the Cyvex would sort it out. It would say that you've run too much boost, I'll give you the maximum boost, the maximum traction. It's a boost by gear. It's physically impossible to hook spin in this car.
So what suspension you got in it? I'm guessing you've got coilovers?
Yeah, I've got everything's poly boost right underside and I've got a set of BC coilovers on it. We could have still gone round to 205 mile an hour on this.
Is that what you've had?
Yeah.
Is that when the gearbox stops?
That's when the gearbox blows up. It actually did.
Did it?
Yeah. I was going to a show, still in Mexico, obviously. And, I just opened up and on a road that was called M6 in Mexico as well.
Oh right, that's strange, that right?
It's canny. And we were doing about 205 and it just went bang in the third lane.
Did it?
Aye. I had to shoot across 3 lanes and it just, luckily enough I was going that fast that it didn't lock the box, it just shattered everything and everything came out the bell housing right into the clutch plate and
Blew it up.
well, it was a nightmare.
Were you by yourself in the car?
I was with my wife at the
yeah?
time. My wife was with me at the time.
I'm surprised she didn't get mad with you.
She's great. She none scares her. Honestly, I could absolutely put this car up and down. Susie will just sit there like that. Shite back. But aye, so literally we got the car fixed that night. My pal Eric Lloyd at KMS Motorsport. He's like, bring the car to me. Bear in mind, this is a Friday night, 4 o'clock. We dropped it off at his, and we all walked in the car. 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the morning, and still made it to Autosport.
Really?
Mate, honestly, it was fantastic. Me and my pal Ali at the time and Eric were ripping this gearbox out. It was so cold in his workshop, the steam was pushing for our heads. I mean, it was so bloody cold, but I got it back on the road and still made the show.
Class.
And everybody knew the story because it was big news when it went bang at the side of the road and stuff. Aye, but it was, I was like, I can't believe you were actually here at the show. I'm like, I can't believe it either.
So did you just put a standard box in?
Yeah. There's no gearboxes out there that will handle the power, so you're cheaper to blow a standard gearbox than you are to go and spend the 10 grand in a Quaife,
right?
And then have it, blowing again.
Aye, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Just no point. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's not.
So is this just a totally standard gearbox in this now?
Yeah, totally standard gearbox.
So what clutch you got on?
It's an extreme paddle clutch. It's a twin organic that's in it.
It feels like it pulls away out though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I mean, it's actually, it's not rated for this power because, well, nobody's had this power before,
Uh-huh.
but it handles really well.
So is this the magazine off when it was in there?
Aye. Front cover, I'm sure it was Christmas 2019.
So what have you done since it was in Fast Forward?
Man, I haven't even driven the car. It goes to
Have you not?
No, man. Honestly, there's that many cars doing the same stuff now. They're trying to chase the big power, but this is getting rough now. Then I abuse the living shit.
This is getting rough.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Is it?
Yeah, I polish it every day, so I see the issues with it and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, it's like I'll look at your car and I'll think it's minted at its box, but you know,
Nah.
yeah. So I've got the same.
Ah,
principle.
mine's pretty rough on you. I mean, it looks alright in camera,
Ah.
but it was in front. It's like full of little scratches and little things.
Ugh.
But I don't want to too in because then I'd be scared to use
Yeah.
it. Spot on, mate. Spot on. Thanks a lot for that, like.
You are. You're probably the first person that's actually been in this car.
Really?
Yeah,
Apart from you, lads?
other than my wife, even my best friends haven't been in it.
Have they not?
No, because every time I take it out, I bloody break it.
You've got a YouTube channel as well, haven't you?
I do, it's Butsy Customised.
I'll leave a link below.
Yeah, Butsy Customised, obviously my Instagram as well, B11TSY, it's just a regi plate of the car.
I'll leave some links to Grant below in the description.
Isn't it? All good.
Spot on. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you on the next one, fellas.
Later.
Spot on, mate. Spot on.